What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Microtopia. Um, if you haven't seen the last couple episodes, they're a bit longer. We've done a lot of refactoring, reorganization, built some neat little things so far, but you know, as with everything in this game, it's subject to change, right? Specifically in the last episode, we built this little exploratory base on the main island here to collect the iron deposits right here mostly, but also to lessen the burden of smelting on our main colony, because we eventually have a bunch of stuff to do, right? And we want to take full advantage of that instead of having them do the same things over and over and over again. We don't need to centralize everything like we kind of explained in the last episode. So that's what we're going to try and take advantage of. And this one has nothing, so I think for now we are going to just create another one of these. What are they called? Incubator? Yep, thank you. And we'll just have them become part of the loop, because we only have this one over here going to each of the different islands, and then we have this one that goes to our little exploratory expansion over here. If you're observant and you were watching in the last episode, you'll notice that we did not add a counter end gate on this line here, and we do that so that we don't include the graveyard in our trail. That's specifically for production. And we also did not do that with this one, so we need to do that. But that's not the only thing we're going to look at today. There's a couple things that I wanted to discuss. First and foremost is I want to talk about stockpile gates and the power of stockpile gates, I guess. Give me just one moment. Before we go any further, let me make sure I start my timer. There we go. Okay. So stockpile gates. Why? What do we want to do with those? Well, let's take a look here. So if we set down a stockpile gate here and assign it to this stockpile that's responsible for creating fabric. One of the things that we want to try and avoid is to not have these ants making more than what's in the stockpile here, because otherwise they'll just go back and forth holding on to it, and then they get stuck here holding on to it, and we don't want to have to worry about that. We want to be able to focus on building other things instead of micromanaging all of our stuff. So if we set our stockpile gate here and we say, look, we only want you to enter if there's less than 300 in this. The max is 392. You can see here unit capacity. Give me a second. I'm getting over this cold. Now, if you enter in this gate, if there's less than 300, we want there to then say, okay, now and only now do we want 2 ants to be working in here. So we've set a condition to where if there's a minimum amount or a maximum amount of product on this stockpile, no ants will go in here, and that's about half. That's half of what we really want. The other half is going to be, we want to pull a stockpile gate out here and say, now if there is more than 300, say 70, because again, we don't want there to be a time where we reach maximum capacity, but the ants will stay alive for so long, making a couple more. Maybe we'll get up to 372, 373. It just depends on when this gets triggered and where the ants are in their production. So you never know. We can crank it up maybe a little bit, 375, make it a more rational number. Now, let's take a look at our trail And if you see here, it does not impact anything, right? We can see if it works. So let's see if it works. And we'll just play forward in time for a moment. So, yep, it's green. They walked in there. And okay, that only said 1, but you know, you get it. It works. Let's see them do it again. Okay, now they're both in there working, and they will only work until there's 375 in there, and then they'll leave. This way we don't, you know, oversaturate this production line and this stockpile. I just, you know, I didn't come up with this, obviously, but, you know, it's something that's too good to pass up. And if we set ourselves up, again, for success like we're trying to do, you know, then we have a really good chance of not making simple mistakes that cost us too dearly in the long run. Obligatory wife text, sorry. She's asking about the baby. Nope. So, you know, we want to minimize the chance of errors that our ants make and that we have to sort through ourselves, right? We want to try and, you know, again, this is an automation game and you want to try and automate everything. It is, you know, it's pretty difficult, I would say, to automate everything in this game, but, and in fact, this is the wrong way. We don't want that. And we don't want that. We want to do this here. This is going to be a problem, right? Yeah. Okay, we'll do it like this. Just so we can distinguish what's what. And we'll do our carry gate shenanigans yet again. And that's fine if they have to walk right through there. That's not too long. Okay. We want to do the same thing here. So we have our assign gate to our stockpile. We'll just use these numbers. We can always recalibrate, right? It's not these numbers are not finite until we find out what the correct, you know, ratio of and everything is. Oh, sorry, one moment. I'm just gonna have a full recording of nothing but coughs and grunts, and it's gonna be hilarious to me, but you'll never see it. Okay, so what are we making here? We're making plates. This is a perfect example, right? We may want to be able to go overboard on the fabric. It's just so important for everything that we end up doing. In case in point, the next thing that we really need to focus on in this game is Gyne production, which is the next kind of science we need. If you look on the science technology map, all of these require 2 types of science. This one doesn't, but the farther up we go, they pretty much all require the yellow science going forward. And we have everything that we need, like yellow science, yellow science, yellow science. We have everything that we need to make that happen, except for space. We need I mean, we have a bunch of space over here, but we've used it to our benefit for the moment, and we don't need to really go overboard, but we want to start producing yellow science as soon as possible. Simple fact is, it really opens up the game. What we're doing right now is just really touching, you know, scratching the surface. You know, we're basically learning how to make these efficient production gates or production trails, you know, while still maintaining our population on the main trail, right? Because we don't want them to be working overboard, as we just established, all the time. We want them to only do what is needed and win, because they could be better utilized elsewhere. Like when we make one of these, a facility. Let's take a look at the facility now. It's something that we do need. Let's get this digger ant out of here, and let's see, what does the facility do? Alright, facility takes 2 items. In this case, you know, for the to make a resin, it takes 1 fabric and 1 concrete. You can also make diodes, which is wire and screws. And if you look here, we have pretty much all that stuff available. We don't have any concrete at the moment, but we are absolutely in the process of getting concrete, right? Okay, all we need to do, we have Big Boy over here. He's going to set us up the bomb, and we are going to move forward. So let's do the same thing that we just did here with our stockpile gates, because we don't want there to be a time where we're overproducing. You know, if this gets to be too high, we don't want our ants just chilling in there. We would prefer if they got out of there and went on to do something else. So this way we can put 4 in there, and we will assign the stockpile here. Again, we'll say 300 is we don't want them to enter only if there's less than 300. But this way they can stay. And let me just make sure we've got this set the right way. Only if it's less than. Only if it's less than. Good job. We want them to stay in there, right? We want them to stay in there if there's 300, and we want them to continue working until their life cycle's over and then leave. We just don't want them to be making, you know, this stuff indefinitely, I guess. And that's why we're setting the limits, both on when they're allowed to enter and when they're going to be asked to exit, right? So this way, you know, we have less stuff to look at, I guess, and we can focus on creating new things. And I know we got to get back over there to the facility, but this is just critical, and we may be able to very soon let this game run. My only concern is the jungle island, and why I'm not doing that yet. Excuse me one moment. Every time I check to see if the little red light's on, because I don't want to be having a bunch of grunts on here. It's so funny. Okay, let's take a look at the facility. Now, what can we build here? Easy. We do have stuff here, and you know, we can make it so that we only create these items when we have certain when we have every product, right? And because otherwise, you know, we don't want them to enter and then get stuck in there with one, you know, let's say we make diodes here, right? We don't want them to get stuck here with one wire or one screw because we run out of wire. If they don't have wire, then they don't get to enter, right? And that's really what we want. So we always want to keep a minimum supply on here, and let's do it just so we can showcase what we are talking about. So we'll have a first supply gate. We'll run over to our airport warehouse, and we'll select the stockpile, and we're going to say, okay, only enter if you have more than 15. And so that's our wire. And now our where's our... Yeah, we'll have to make those 2. That can be next. It doesn't matter. We have tons of that. Where are they? Oh yeah, we moved everything over here. So we can say, all right, now only enter if you have 15 or more wire, and only enter the next level if you have, like, you know, 160 or more screws. And why do we want to do that? Because, you know, to build buildings, some of them require screws. None of those do, of course, but almost all these do. And so we want to have some for building, as well as some for creating our digger ants, our small diggers, right? So, you know, we need a constant supply of those. And the small diggers, when we send them into the crusher, the recycler, excuse me, they only grant us this, right? Iron scrap. Oop, Get back on there, you bug. I'm so sorry. That was mean. Let's put this here. Just so that, you know, we want these on every side, really. We want them to be able to exit the loop at any given moment. You know, we don't want them to be stuck there until the very end to have to get out. And, you know, it's important that we do that. Like we could do it here. That way they don't have to walk so far. And see, good thing that we saw this, because we need to edit our counter end gate and add it on there. Okay. So now I'm feeling really good about this. Let's continue with our work on our facility. We're gonna make resin here. Just simple fact is we have access to rubble, an insane amount, at least 1,500 rubble right there, and we have access to fiber, right? As we learned in previous episodes, the fiber regrows along with these plants. If you cut them down anywhere else, they will regrow on an open patch anywhere on the map, and we want to take full advantage of that, right? So let's not be shy about, you know, creating space where we can use some open area, you know, to maintain a garden or something like that. Let's not shy away from that on these islands. We do, and we probably will cover the vast majority of this island, but not until we get this concrete core and the concrete floor tile. It just makes it so much easier and so much more equitable. Not equitable, but, you know, like, it doesn't cost anywhere near as much. It's free, basically. It's 50, after you spend 50 concrete, you can place the tiles anywhere. You can cover the whole map for free. So we definitely want to take advantage of that. Now, here we go. That's probably bad. Excuse me, hang on. It's okay, we're going to delete this. We're going to rework some stuff. We need to add another screw production here and do the same thing to maintain a certain number of screws. But we will use this, and we'll just change how we, or where we pull from, I mean. Okay. And we're going to delete this. Well, we'll leave it there for now. Don't worry about it. We could delete it because we created this plates, right? Okay, let's do it. And we will rework all that. Okay, here we go. Let's get to it because I think I got a neat design for this. All right. What are we doing here? We are trying to take two items, fabric. Oh, we did something different, right? Okay. Wow. Okay. So we have fabric here. And, you know, as long as you have, enter if you have more than one. That way we can just get this started right away. And the other one is here. And enter if you have more than one. Again, so we can get it started right away. We won't have any for a moment until Big Bob there gets in and starts pumping out workers. But we're going to do this. And here, and only here, will we add one worker. And we are going to place a dispenser. And we are going to place a dispenser. Now we need to do a stockpile. And we could add a third layer, right, to this, but we'll just add an exit parameter instead of adding entrance parameter, you know. They'll enter as long as they have one. They might make one or two and then they'll leave, but, you know, it won't be too bad. Maybe we can add that as well. We'll see. Okay, here we go. So what are we doing here? We are going to do something like this. So we need okay. to come here, and we're going to say, if you are carrying anything, yes. Okay, that's what I want to see. I like this much better. Okay, if you're carrying anything, you are going to exit, and you are going to bring it here. And after that, you're going to walk back. Okay. Now, if you are here and you are not carrying anything, you're going to come here and go this way. So what does this do? This sends the worker will come in, they'll enter here, they'll pick up whatever the first item is. It's not the right thing. What? Why does this have a Lara? Does it know what to do? Okay, we'll fix that. It'll be here. And this will be this. I've never seen that before, so that's new to me. Okay. So, as we said, the ant will enter, they'll pick up the concrete, they'll place it into the facility, they will not have anything in their hands, they'll come back here, they'll walk to this point, they'll pick up the fabric, they'll place it in the facility, and then after the craft is done, they will walk out of the carry gate, drop it off. Beautiful. Okay. Now, the next thing we need to do, and let's do the criteria with this as well, because we have space. Okay, so we're going to add a stockpile gate, and it's good practice, right? Oops. We can do that here, though. Okay, I knew something was off there. We had one too many spots. There we go. And now we can do this. And why are we doing this sort of pyramid shape thing, steps shape here? Simple reason is we, and I mean we could do it like boom, 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 but you know I just like this to look much better. We need it to be where they where they are able to walk to this gate and then walk beyond, right? So let's go here. Let's enter if there's less than, you know, again we'll do 300. This one will be our here, and if we have less than 1, we'll enter, or more than, if we have more than 0, let's do that. If we have more than 0, we'll enter, and this gate, if we have more than 0, we'll enter, and we'll change those as they get, you know, more, because we don't want them always to be walking through here, right? We want to save them time as well. That's why we're doing the stockpile gates and using all this criteria and stuff like that. Okay, and let's do this here because that way we can do a like so, elder gate, and we'll do another stockpile gate here, and we'll say, okay, if this stockpile is greater than 375, we'll leave. That way they don't work in there forever, right? Yeah. And walk around carrying their stuff. That kind of eliminates the need for these gates, but you know what I am learning is in this game in particular, it's better safe than sorry. Don't take the chance, don't run the risk of leaving it up to chance, I guess what I'm saying, right? We want to take precautions on every oops, that's not what I want. I want to counter end gate there. We want to take precautions on every single one of our, you know, whatever could go wrong. We want to try and eliminate that. So as you see here, the only thing that counts is what we want. Everything else they leave, and they are not counted. And we only need one worker in here now to run this whole facility by itself. And it will never shut down. It will always have something in here, and you know that's kind of the builds that we want to do from now on. We got 5 of these left. Let's do one more here really quick. Oh, wife texted me 9 minutes ago. It's just a baby. It's okay. All right, let's set this up because we're going to take, you know, I know that it takes only 2 here, but it's going to start taking us 3. At least a little bit into the third tile here. Okay, so let's try and do another one. And we need screws, most importantly. So let's do that. Okay. And this one will be... I mean, it can still fit there. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. So, why did we do that? Because we need this. Oh, it's still not enough, huh? Okay, that doesn't matter. We'll make it do its something. I'm just realizing that's not enough space, is it? Shit. Okay. Well, let's just move it over. Let's move it over 2. And sorry if I'm quiet on this part, but yeah, this is not easy. Okay. Gotta keep my mental preparedness there. Yeah, that's... I mean, it's not hard, right? But it is mentally taxing. Okay, I think that might be good. I think that might be good. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to line these up. There we go. All right. Now we're making screws. And, excuse me one moment. So even with the screws, we're going to do our traditional setup with the carry gate and no carry gate, because again, we don't want them to be stuck. We want to try and foresee as many circumstances as we can, so that we can, alleviate, you know, a lot of the misfortune that we create ourselves, yeah, by not thinking first. And this one here, we'll place like so, and like so. Okay, I think that's good. Yeah, I like it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, of course, stockpile gate. And, excuse me, hang on. Goes through the whole video. This is going to be the last part of the video, guys and girls, boys and young ladies. Because we're approaching 30 minutes, but just want to say thanks for watching. Hope you guys have learned quite a bit. I know that I learned quite a lot. I've been playing another save file, and you know, looking at things online, and I don't know. I literally cannot stop thinking about this game. It's just that good to me. So I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to be you know, recording this stuff for you guys. Thanks to my 2 hardcore watchers. You guys are legendary, and I'm grateful for you. And let's just do the last thing here. Counter end gate. Make it so we don't go crazy on ourselves. And what do we got here? Let's go. That's exactly what we want. And now we have all of our production lines set up. We have production lines set up here which again we can expand or contract as needed, but it won't have more than is necessary in there. And we also have, you know, more ants coming up here to do more things, so, you know, we're not wasting our time. Yeah, with just small ants up here, I guess I should say, we can perform actions for a long time. We're also going to need to put a small graveyard here for the for these workers. They are iron workers. We also need regular workers here, and you know, maybe we'll do that because we're going to need them. Maybe we'll do that. We have a minute here. Let me just do that because we are going to need them. Again, one of our main goals is to complete Instinct 26, and once we do that, yeah, everything is pretty much going to change for us. How we do things, you know, what we do with them. Yeah, it's great. It's one of my favorite turning points of the whole game, and I've only really experienced it a couple times, so I'm looking forward to that. And until then, we'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Hope you got a lot out today. I know that you know, we have redone a lot of this stuff multiple times, but trust me, it's going to be worth it. And doing it yourself, even the less effective, less efficient ways is still good. Again, it's about the thought process. Knowing how and why you're doing things is better than just doing them with no understanding at all. But on that note, we're going to end it. Take care. See you in the next one.